Did your turn signal stop flashing? Well, I have a step-by-step guide of how to diagnose the problem and fix it. Welcome to You Can Fix Anything. The owner of this car got pulled over recently because their left turn signal in the back was not flashing. Got a little bit of a ticket for that. And so after 150 bucks, she decided she needs to get it fixed. So I'm going to show you how to go through the diagnostic steps to fix this problem. Well, I turned the hazards on. As you can see here, the passenger side is working perfectly and the driver's side is not. So what we're going to do is get into the trunk and pull this bulb out. Now in this Kia, this is a 2014 Kia Rio, and in this one there's a nice access panel here where you can get in and pull the bulb out. It's going to be the bulb on the top. You just turn that counterclockwise until it clicks and it'll pop right out of the socket. I'll see if I can get this, but it's kind of a three-handed job without the camera. So we're going to go into this one right up here and just turn counterclockwise. You heard it click there, and pull that out. And here's the bulb. Now to get the bulb out, you just need to press in a little bit, turn it counterclockwise. I don't know if you can see that. Just turn a little bit, and then that slips right out. What we're going to want to do is change that bulb with a different one. I have a new one here. Put that new one in and see it's not working. So if the bulb was burnt out, then you would see that there would be, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a filament in there. That's actually what glows when electricity passes through it. That would be broken or burnt. Sometimes there's discoloration on the bulb. But in this particular case, we put a new bulb in. You got to get it in. There's a little bit of a notch there. You have these little pegs right here. Get those lined up. There it goes in. Should be working. So we know it's not the bulb. The next thing you want to do, if you have a multimeter, this is one. Everything I use here, all the tools, all the parts, I'll put links to Amazon for each one of these. And if you buy anything, it'll put a few pennies in my pocket, and I'll say thank you very much. And so the next thing you want to do is actually test to make sure there's electricity here. And you'll see there's a contact down on the bottom, and there's another contact, I don't know if you can see it or not, over on the side here. And so basically you want to put one connection there. This is a little bit of and the other connection there. And if there's electricity, what you'll see on the multimeter is it'll jump to 12 volts, then drop off to nearly zero. Jump to 12 volts and drop off to nearly zero. In this case, there isn't. That means there's no electricity coming to these terminals in the socket. If you're concerned the socket may be bad, you can actually turn it over and test on the back side to make sure there's no current coming through those wires, which I've already tested and verified there's not. So that takes us down a little bit different path, especially when you're talking about the Kias. One other thing I do want to mention, that when you test this, if you do get an electrical reading on this with your multimeter, but your bulb still doesn't come on, but you looked at the bulb and verified it's correct, it could be the bulb is not making contact down in here. And so you can actually come in with something, whether it be a little hook or even something like this, and you can get underneath the contact and actually bend it up to where it's possible that at some point it could have gotten pressed. You can do the same thing with the side contact. You can get underneath it and bend it up so that it makes, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I extended both of those up a little bit so that they're sure to make contact. This is another problem that sometimes people will face. So now that we verified the problem is not here, the problem is not here, we're going to go ahead and reassemble that and put it back in where we took it out. And again, it takes a little bit of kind of jostling around. You'll feel it kind of drop in and then, all right, almost there. Almost, there we go. Click back into place. And one thing that Kia has done, and a lot of other manufacturers have gone this way too, and they've moved away from the relays, even the fuses. There's not a turn signal fuse that I could locate on this Kia. And in addition, there's not a relay that is that clicking tick-tock, tick-tock noise that you hear when your turn signal is on or when your hazards are on. That's actually an electronic sound that's been made now. It's not the old style relay where you're actually hearing the relay clicking on and off. Instead, they've installed what's called a body control module or a BCM. And those control all kinds of things. If your BCM isn't working correctly, your headlights may not come on, your turn signal may not work, your car may not start. There's a variety of issues that come along with having a faulty BCM. So if you reach the point where it looks like the body control module or the BCM is going to be the source of your problem and it needs to be replaced, I want to show you where to locate that. So we go up under the dash, and let me get it focused on that. If you look in that area right there where all those plugins are, that is your BCM. And if you buy it new, you're going to spend probably north of $300. If you buy it used, you should be able to get it less than $100. But again, there's some risk in that because it's a used BCM. And if you need to replace it, that's going to involve a little bit of disassembly. Now, as I was talking to the owner of the car about the cost of getting a used BCM, because she just doesn't have the funding, I noticed the kick panel was missing here, and I was actually looking at what I'm going to do to fix this. I'm going to make a separate video on fixing this. This is what you use to open the front hood. And I noticed this. And this, if you don't know, is basically connects the front of the car electronically to the back of the car. And it, as you can see, it's right on the edge. And so 99% of these terminals were connecting, except for two. One, as you can tell, the alarm of when you left your key in the car. And the other one was the left turn signal. The rear brakes on both sides were working. Everything in the back was working, except for that. And so all I did was lock that down, and it's working again. The turn signal's working, that annoying alarm is working, and it took care of that problem. So this was basically a free fix, except for the taillight bulb, but we know she has a good one now. So that was the fix for this Kia. All it took was some diagnostic steps, a little bit of time and patience, and a little bit of luck, and we were able to get that turn signal fixed. And so I hope this was helpful to you in getting your turn signal or taillight bulb fixed, and I hope you have a great day.